This popcorn-style review contains scenes from another video. Beatless is a hard anime to talk about because there's so much going on in it. It's basically a deep dive into the concept of AIs, how AIs would affect the future, how they would affect society, and to some people's dismay, how people would react to them, whether that would be love and affection, to see them as simple tools, to see them as equals, to see them as superiors. Basic idea of Beatless is to address the AI's impact on society, and it is honestly one of the most terrifying shows I have ever seen about the concept, because Beatless is set in a world where AI have taken control of humanity. There's not even a real question about that. Humanity pretends to be in control, but virtually every aspect of human society appears to be under control of these AI. And why Beatless is terrifying is because it isn't the typical AI control the world story that you usually see, where the AI are going around gunning people down and stuff. Beatless portrays a future where the AI are in control because we've put them in control, because they have surpassed us intellectually, and most people are either too stupid or too apathetic to care that they are clearly manipulating people. The show brings about a concept called an analog hack, which is basically the AI using their superior intelligence and many of their human-like guises to control the actions of humans and influence their thoughts and actions to do what they want without humanity's knowledge. And so it's hinted at throughout the entirety of Beatless that the various AIs portrayed in the series, especially the five main Latia types and the Higgins AI, are in various controls of aspects of society. And even though people feel like they're in control, and they think they're in control, because why wouldn't they be? They're the owners of these AI. The AI are still the ones that are logically thinking out situations based on the goals they have, and are the ones that are goading the humans into taking the actions based on what the goals they've been presented with. And so it ends up in a situation where even though humanity has this illusion of control that they have absolutely their hands are not on the fucking steering wheel in Beatless at all, and it is never more obvious until the very end, where I mean, I'm not gonna say it because I don't want to, spoiler, but yeah, humanity is not in control, and the scary part of it is that they don't know it, and I mean, that's not even the core idea, but it's the one that really gets you thinking the most. And that's not in any way the only idea Beatless portrays, because then Beatless puts in this situation where it's like humanity is not in control of itself at this point. And when the trigger's finally pulled to remove any semblance of control or illusion of control from humanity, Beatless then asks the question, should humanity be in control at all? If humanity has created an AI that is vastly more intelligent than it, that could manage society better than humans ever could, should we put this AI in control? But it contrasts that viewpoint of, logically, the AI would know what's best, with the opposing viewpoint of, how do we know we can trust this AI? And the answer is you can't. So you end up in this situation where you can't trust the AI to know best, but it does know best. And I mean, that's just one of the many questions Beatless asks. It is a truly fascinating series that I could spend a half hour to an hour dissecting, and this is probably the first time I've done several takes on what I watched this week, just so I could make sure to try and cut this down as short as possible. So I think I've addressed the main points of that. I am going to address one other thing about Beatless. Well, I'm going to address Beatless's flaws, though, because as interesting as Beatless is from a hypothetical standpoint, for just thinking about the impact AI has had in society in this future world, and the fact that now that I've watched this anime, I suspect that this is the most likely future for an AI of higher intelligence than humanity, is that despite the concepts presented in Beatless, I take issue with some of the execution. It's had 24 episodes. There are going to be 4 more episodes that come out later this year, later 2018. 4 of the episodes of the 24 episodes were recap episodes. But I'm not going to treat that as a big thing like I've seen other people. It's like, it's just, you can skip those. You don't have to watch them. In fact, I probably will watch them before watching the final 4 episodes, because there's so fucking much to this show that I'm going to need to catch up. And I can't say that about many other shows. But the situations in Beatless are not treated with a lot of gravitas. And I feel like, if anything, they kind of leave situations a little too subdued, and they foreshadow things a little too subtly. At the beginning, it almost felt like they kind of meandered off into generic light novel territory before wrapping it back up. So it feels like, as good of as interesting as the concepts Beatless presents, it doesn't present it in a particularly interesting way. And I can see people taking issue with that. But most of the reviews I've seen for Beatless are people who just didn't understand Beatless. Twitch and Discord in the description. I've been Sacrobolic. You're Envoy of Hope. Bye-bye.